What is up, everybody? This is JP, your online personal trainer, and today I'm here to talk about the race against time, or you versus time. This is a very good technique or method that I feel like a lot of people they overlook. Normally you'll see workout plans, or I guess you could say workout layouts, however you want to put it. Well, they'll have a set. And then this is good. I'm not saying it's bad. You could definitely modify this too, but where you have a set and then you have a rest period. Then you have a set and then you have a rest period. And you have a set and you eventually, again, even if you modify that enough so you don't hit any plateaus, just generally you want to mix it up even more than that, and it might be getting stale for the person exercising. So the whole point of this method is to set a time for a particular exercise, set a time, and then do as many reps in that time as possible. There's a lot of great things about this, and one of them is that it works for any body part. It could be for any body part. What I would recommend is picking a weight that you can do around 10 to 15 reps with max, and work with something around there. You can do something that's lighter or heavier, but it's gonna be a little bit it doesn't work as well in my opinion. Again, this training method is not optimal for absolute strength training. It's more optimal for muscular endurance or hypertrophy, or just an overall a good anaerobic workout. But if your goal is to increase absolute strength, this isn't the best for that. This is mainly for, like I said, a hypertrophy and muscular endurance. So stick to a resistance that you could do around 10 to 15 reps with. I wouldn't go no more than 20 reps on when you're fresh. If you could do more than 20 reps on something fresh, you should probably increase the weight a little bit. But again, it works for any body part. You can do this with pull-ups. Again, if you can't do 10 pull-ups or around 10 to 15 pull-ups, you can use a resistance band to make it easier. If you could do way more than 10 pull-ups, I'll talk about that a little bit later. Advanced users, you could increase the weight. Bench press, you just put as much weight as you want on the bar. Curls, you just put whatever you want for curls. And I'll talk about accessory body parts in a little bit. This is mainly for compound movements. But you could just definitely with squats. Squats would be a hard one. Deadlifts would be a good one too. Any good compound movement is going to be great for this technique. Another good tip for this, or a good reason to do this, is that it's good for pushing yourself. Even if you're a person who doesn't really like pushing yourself too hard, you may want to try this method out, because trust me, you're going to do it one time. You're going to, let's just say 10 minutes, you do whatever as many assisted pull-ups, because you're not that good at pull-ups, you're doing assisted, hypothetically. Next workout, you have that same workout a week later or whatever it is, you're going to want to beat your record. Trust me, you're going to get a little bit competitive with yourself, and that's how I am. Every single time that workout comes up, I'm like, okay, I got to beat my record from last time. But it's great for helping you make sure you're pushing yourself and working very hard. Another good point is for seeing progress. A lot of people, of course, you can measure weight loss. Those are a little bit easier to see progress. But how do you know you're necessarily getting stronger? You're gaining more muscle. I mean, yeah, you can look, but gaining muscle for natural lifters, getting muscle is a slow process. So a good way to see progress is by doing this time method. Because if you get, let's just say you're doing assisted pull-ups. Let's just say you're doing regular pull-ups. You get 50 in 20 minutes. You do 50 pull-ups in 20 minutes because, that was the first time doing it. Then the next time you do it, you do 60. You're like, wow, I've already increased 10 pull-ups. It's going to slow down as you do them over time. You're going to start increasing it by less and less. But the fact that you're increasing is going to help give you that confidence to be like, dang, I'm already getting better. And then the last tip I can give you for this one, it can be simple or complex. This can be as simple as, like I said, as many pull-ups as you can do in 10 minutes. Or it could be as many hammer curls you can do in 8 minutes, or whatever it is, and that's it. Or you can make it more complex by adding different variations and different tempos, speeds, resistances. This can be a pretty complex workout, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the rules for this method are, again, you pick a time, you pick an exercise, and you do as many reps as you can in that time. Example, how many pull-ups you can do in 10 minutes. How many squats with 135 pounds you can do in 15 minutes, And then for the technique has to be the same. So if one week you're going slow on the negative and you're going fast on the positive, and then the second week or the week after that, you're like, oh, I want to beat my record so bad that you start going fast on the negative and fast on the positive, so the reps speed up, that's cheating. You can't do that. Again, it's going to kind of give you a false sense of increase in your ability when that's not really the case. So if you decide to do fast negative and fast positive, stick to that. If you decide, I would recommend don't do a fast negative, but I would recommend doing a controlled negative, maybe like a 2-second negative. It's not that slow doing a 2-second negative or even a 1-second negative. Just whatever you do, stick to it throughout each week whenever you hit this workout, so it's fair, and then you can kind of gauge your progress more accurately. Okay, now these are for the different levels of basically athletes or exercisers, whoever is doing this. Beginner, I would stick to, for compound movements, I would stick to 2 different muscle groups, 10 minutes each muscle group, and that's probably all I would do. I wouldn't do anything else after that. I wouldn't do any more accessory movements, nothing like that. So by beginner, I mean someone who hasn't worked out for years, or who is just starting to work out and has never really done any type of resistance training or anaerobic training, however you want to put it. So again, 2 muscle groups. They could be like legs and back, or it could be like back and chest, or it could be like shoulders and, you know, legs, like posterior chain legs, like deadlifts and stuff like that. It could be either anything like that. So for example, body weight squats for 10 minutes, how many can you get? Because if you're a beginner, you probably shouldn't be doing, if you're doing good, proper technique, you should probably be feeling the burn around 15 to 20 body weight squats. Again, if you want to make those harder, you can go slower on the negative. But 10 minutes body weight squats, how many can you get? And then 10 minutes, let's just say push-ups, knee push-ups or push-ups, however many you can get. And then that's it. Write down how many you do. And then if that's Monday's workout, next Monday when you come back to it, say, okay, this is what I did last time. I'm going to try to beat myself. Intermediate. That's beginner. Oh yeah, let's go back to beginner. For beginner, that's basically all you're going to do. Again, you are a beginner. You don't want to get too crazy with it, too complex. You're just starting out. You know, that's where it's best for you to start out. Now, intermediate. If you've been working out for a few years, a year or two, you feel like you know what you're doing in the gym, definitely, but you're not super strong, you're not super fit, you're not busting out pull-ups like it's nothing, you're not benching twice your body weight, you're a good exerciser. I would recommend doing 2 muscle groups, each muscle group 15 minutes, and this is where you can start playing with the variations a little bit. For example, let's just say your first muscle group with 15-minute time, you're doing push-ups. You can do 3 different types of push-ups. You can do close grip push-ups, 45-degree angle push-ups, and then you can do feet with your feet inclined on something push-ups. So incline push-ups with your feet elevated on something to target the upper chest. Those are 3 different variations for push-ups. And what you do is because you're going to be doing max sets every time you go down and to do push-ups, because you're trying to see how many you can get. Whenever you finish a variation, you go on to the next variation. So for example, let's just say the time starts. You're doing your regular 45-degree angle push-ups. Let's just say you get 20. Then you get up, you shake it out, and then whenever you feel ready, as soon as possible, you get down to do your close grip push-ups, as many as you can. Then whenever you're done with that, whenever you feel like you're ready to do your next set, you do with your feet elevated. You do the next set with your feet elevated, your incline push-ups. And then you just keep rotating between the different variations, and then you count how many you get at the end, all the variations combined. Next time you do it the exact same way in the exact same order. Again, this is great because 1, the time is a little bit more than beginner, so it's going to be a little bit more tasking. You're going a little bit longer. 2, the different variations of push-ups is going to, again, task your body in a little bit different way to shift the focus on different types of muscle groups. Obviously, when you're close grip, you're going to be targeting a little bit more triceps and a little bit more shoulders versus chest. So again, that's a good way to mix it up and to not keep it too simplistic. Because if it's good to start simplistic sometimes, or do simplistic, like just 1 variation, just 1 exercise, no difference. But eventually, you don't want your body or your muscle groups to function in 1 pattern, and that's it. Because if your body and muscle groups function in only 1 pattern, you may tend to look over. If you do that, let's just say hypothetically you do that for years. You just do 1 muscle group. You're gonna look I wouldn't say weird, but you're gonna look like some muscle groups are gonna be overdeveloped versus others. And then on like a physical standpoint, you may get overuse syndrome. You may be overusing certain types of joints and certain types of muscle groups. You may feel pain. So it's good once you hit intermediate level to vary the exercises a little bit. Now for advanced, also for intermediate, sorry, I got to go back in. But for intermediate, what you can do is it's 2 different muscle groups, 15 minutes each, so that will be a 30-minute workout. Now let's just say you want to add accessory movements on top of it. Let's just say that was a chest and back or something like that, chest and back. What you can do is you can add, I would not do 15 minutes on biceps. Do not do 15 minutes on biceps or triceps. Those are or things like that. If it's not a compound movement, I would not do 15 minutes of it. But what you can do is maybe do like 5 minutes on biceps. For curls, as many as you can get. 5 minutes is more than enough, seeing how many curls you can get. Remember, proper technique. And then you could do the same thing for triceps too. So intermediate level is where you can start adding accessory movements, but do it with a lot shorter time. Don't be doing 15 minutes on biceps, that's too much. Advanced, okay, this is where the time starts picking up, and then the variations can start getting increasingly difficult. One, you do 2 different muscle groups for 20 minutes each. So 20 minutes for one muscle group is where I would cap it at. I would not go higher than 20 minutes. 20 minutes to me, I've been doing for 20 minutes per muscle group, and it's pretty tasking, and I've been seeing results, but it's pretty tasking, especially when you do 2. So again, you could use the same techniques as intermediate. You may add different variations, but with advanced, you can increase the complexity. For example, we'll use the exact same scenario from intermediate. If you're doing push-ups, close grip, 45-degree angle, and then feet inclined, for the close grip, you can do the push-ups slow. Do them real slow. For the 45-degree angle, you could do 1.5 rep push-ups. This is where you come up, you go down half a rep, and then go back up, and then you go all the way down, and that's 1 rep. So 1.5 reps is 1 rep, is how you count it. And then for the other variation, the third variation, you could do like, what you can do if you're really good at push-ups, again, you're advanced and you want to do them. If you're doing a regular push-up, you could do clap push-ups. Explode up, clap, and then go back down. Explode up, clap, and go back down. So on top of having 3 different angles of push-ups, 45-degree angle, close grip, and feet inclined, you're going to have 3 different tempos that you're doing as well. And if you really want to increase it for advanced, like for push-ups, you could throw on a weighted vest. Now again, I know I'm talking about push-ups, but you can do this with any exercise. For squats, if you're doing, for advanced, if you're doing, let's just say you're really strong and you're doing 225, and that's the weight that you can do for 10 to 15 reps, and that's the weight that you picked. One set you can do 1.5 reps. One set you could do pause reps, like for a squat you pause at the bottom, and another set you could do slow reps with the 225. And then you just rotate and then see how many you get, and then next week you try to beat that. Again, that's a way you could do it advanced. If you like these types of videos, please let me know. I'm trying to think of different ways that I can help you out. Again, I'm trying to get really creative. I feel like this is great advice for anyone who it's real stale for, anything like that. But if you have any questions about this or any other workout, let me know down below. Again, like I said in other videos, I have a Facebook page where I post daily. If you have any questions on anything, you can message me there. I will link it down below. I'm pretty active on there. I see the messages fairly quick. If I don't see the message on there, you could just post. I'm pretty sure I have it that you can post on my wall. You can post on my wall there, just like my page, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But until next time, peace.